When I look back at the last 20 years of my career, with regard to the actors, filmmakers, and artists I've had the pleasure to work with, I'll be honest, there were times where you kind of looked past someone and maybe ignored them because they were a little too weird. And when you work in film and television, that actually happens a lot because this industry is kind of a contradiction. On one hand, it's built on creativity, individuality, and expression, and yet on the other, it tries to professionalize it. You have creative people being run and overseen by corporate systems. And those two things don't often mix so easily, especially when you're working for a major television network. It's very easy to start to lean into being too corporate. You start labeling people. This one's difficult. That one's too out there. That person's a little too odd. And for a long time, when I was part of that system, I think I was starting to buy into that mindset more than I realized. But as I've gotten older, I see things a bit more differently because when you actually look at history, weird is where the greatness comes from. Vincent van Gogh, considered unstable, misunderstood, now one of the most influential painters of all time. Salvador Dali, completely eccentric, theatrical, and defined an entire art movement. David Bowie, constantly reinventing himself, never fitting into one identity. Tim Burton, one of my all-time favorites, he built an entire career on being visually and creatively different. None of them fit neatly into a box, and that's exactly why their work stands out. And I've started to realize it's the same on set and it's the same in my social interactions with all of the artists I continue to work with today. The people who don't quite fit the mold, the ones who don't quite fit perfectly into our social construct, are the ones who see things differently and are actually way more entertaining and interesting to work with. The ones who maybe don't operate like everybody else, those are usually the ones bringing something special to a project. Lately, personally, I've been leaning way more into that, and it's been a goddamn blast. I feel like I'm the ringleader of my own circus here at Redline Studios. I've been embracing the weird instead of questioning it. We have so many people that come through these studio spaces, from yoga teachers to dance instructors to photographers to filmmakers. Our company has kind of become a magnet for weirdos, and I say that in the best way possible, because it's exactly how we like it. Because those are the people making the most interesting work, the most honest work, the most creative work. And when you really think about it, art that's made purely for commercialism, is it even art at all? Or is it just content? The stuff that sticks, the stuff that moves people, the stuff that feels real, that usually comes from someone who didn't quite fit the mold, someone who's not preconceiving what they want to deliver to you to try to sell you something, but for someone who's trying to express themselves from their heart and soul. So, this Take Two Tuesday is just a reminder. Don't shy away from the weird, because weird is where creative goodness comes from. And you know what? In a world of imposters and too many influencers, what we need right now is a little bit more individuality.